Have you ever found yourself trapped in a situation or relationship that drains your energy, dims your light, and makes you question your worth? You're not alone. In a world that constantly demands more from us, it's easy to forget the importance of protecting our inner peace. But what if I told you that one of the greatest acts of self-respect is learning when to walk away? Today, we're going to explore how walking away can be your greatest power, a way to reclaim your energy, your focus, and your peace. Through the wisdom of Stoic philosophy, we'll uncover how taking that step back isn't about weakness, it's about strength, clarity, and honoring your true self. 1. Not everything deserves your energy. Life is like a bustling marketplace. Everywhere you look, there's a stall calling for your attention, people, obligations, relationships, and commitments all trying to claim a piece of your energy. But not everything in this marketplace is worth your time. You've got to be selective about where you put your resources, your focus, and your heart. Think about it like this: if you spend all your energy on things that drain you, you'll find yourself running on empty. It's not sustainable, and it certainly doesn't contribute to your growth. Imagine you're walking through this marketplace, and there's a stall that always leaves you feeling exhausted, questioning your worth, or drained after every visit. It might be a toxic relationship or a job that demands too much from you without giving anything in return. These are the stalls you need to walk away from. You don't owe them your time or your emotional energy. Instead, you need to recognize the stalls that nourish your soul, relationships that build you up, hobbies that inspire you, and work that challenges you in the right ways. It's about learning to say no and walking away from those stalls that don't align with who you want to be. Imagine saying no to a conversation that only fuels drama, or stepping away from a friendship that takes more than it gives. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but trust me, it's a necessary step toward protecting your peace. Remember, you're not being selfish by choosing to walk away, you're practicing self-care. You're making the decision to invest your energy where it can actually bring something positive into your life. When you choose to focus on what brings you joy, fulfillment, and growth, you're giving yourself the space to thrive. For example, spending time with people who lift you up or dedicating time to activities that help you grow will recharge you. These are the things that allow you to move forward and continue evolving into the best version of yourself. So, take a moment to reflect: where are you spending your energy today? Are you investing it in the things that serve you, or are you giving it away to situations that leave you depleted? It's time to take back control. Walk away from the stalls that drain you and focus on cultivating a life that nurtures your well-being. That's where true growth and happiness begin. 2. Setting boundaries isn't selfish. Setting boundaries is often misunderstood. It's not about pushing people away or being selfish, it's about protecting your emotional well-being. Think of your emotional space as a garden. You wouldn't let anyone trample through it or destroy the plants you've carefully nurtured, right? Likewise, your emotional space needs protection. Boundaries are like the fence around that garden, they help define what's allowed in and what's not. When people overstep those boundaries, whether it's through disrespect, manipulation, or toxicity, it's not an act of abandonment to walk away, it's an act of self-respect. Letting someone violate your boundaries time and time again will only leave you feeling drained and undervalued. It's easy to feel guilty when setting limits, especially when others make you feel like you're being unfair. But setting boundaries isn't about being harsh, it's about showing that you value yourself enough to protect your peace. Imagine a situation where someone repeatedly disrespects your time. They cancel plans at the last minute or expect you to always drop everything for them. Over time, this behavior chips away at your self-worth. Walking away from such a situation isn't a sign of weakness, it's taking control of your life. It's saying, I deserve better. I deserve people who respect my time and energy. And when you walk away, you're not just removing yourself from negativity, you're making room for people who truly value you and what you bring to the table. Boundaries create space for healthier relationships. When you stand firm in what you will and won't tolerate, you teach others how to treat you. The right people, those who respect you, your time, and your values, will step into that space and build connections that are mutually supportive and fulfilling. It's about quality, not quantity. So, remember this: setting boundaries is not selfish, it's essential for your mental and emotional well-being. Don't feel guilty for protecting your space. Instead, embrace it as a way to foster healthier, more respectful relationships that allow you to grow and thrive. 3. Closure isn't always external. Closure isn't something you can always find outside of yourself. It's easy to think that closure comes from a conversation, an apology, or some kind of external validation. But what if I told you that true closure is something you can create within yourself? Think of it as an internal peace that you build, not something handed to you by others. When we face painful situations, whether it's the end of a relationship, a missed opportunity, or a betrayal, we often feel like we need closure from the other person. We wait for that apology, for answers, or for the right words to make everything feel okay. But waiting for someone else to give us that can hold us in a cycle of pain and longing. Instead, true closure begins when we shift our focus inward, embracing the power of self-compassion. Imagine you've been hurt by someone, and you feel stuck, unable to move forward because you're holding on to the idea of closure from them. But then, you take a moment to reflect. You forgive, not for them, but for your peace. You understand that their actions don't define your worth. You begin to heal through your own introspection, finding peace in knowing that your happiness doesn't rely on someone else's apology. Self-compassion is the key here. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you'd offer a friend going through a tough time. It's forgiving yourself for the mistakes you've made, for staying in situations that hurt you, and for being hard on yourself for feeling the way you do. In that process, you release the grip that the past has on you and take back control of your emotional well-being. True closure doesn't come from a one-time conversation, it comes from understanding that you are enough, regardless of what happened. When you embrace this, you stop waiting for the outside world to fix what only you can heal. By letting go, you create the space for personal growth, for new opportunities, and for peace to settle into your life. So, remember, closure isn't always something you'll find from others. It's something you create from within, through introspection, forgiveness, and above all, self-compassion. 4. Growth often lies outside your comfort zone. Growth often lies just beyond the boundaries of what feels comfortable. Think about it: when was the last time you experienced real growth? Was it when you were sitting in your comfort zone, doing what you always do, with no challenge in sight? Probably not. Growth happens when we step outside of what's familiar and face discomfort head-on. Imagine you've been working in a job you're good at, but you're not passionate about it anymore. You've gotten comfortable with the routine, and the thought of change feels unsettling. But what if, instead of staying stagnant, you decided to take a calculated risk and explore something new? It could be a new job, a side project, or even a new skill you've always wanted to master. It won't be easy, and yes, there will be discomfort. But that's where growth happens. This is the essence of what Stoicism teaches us: true progress comes from embracing challenges, not avoiding them. Seneca once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." When you push yourself past your usual limits, you open doors to opportunities you wouldn't have seen otherwise. It's like training your muscles: they only grow when you push them beyond their normal range. Stepping outside your comfort zone is about taking intentional, calculated risks. It's not about throwing yourself into chaos or unpredictability, but rather about consciously choosing to take actions that challenge your current state. Maybe it's saying yes to a project that feels intimidating, starting a conversation with someone you admire, or traveling to a place you've never been. The key here is to view discomfort not as something to avoid but as a sign that you're on the verge of something better. When you allow yourself to experience discomfort, you're stretching beyond your current self, becoming someone capable of new accomplishments and deeper understanding. So, take that first step into the unknown. Don't let fear of discomfort hold you back. Your greatest growth, your most profound achievements, and your true potential all lie outside your comfort zone. It's time to embrace that discomfort and let it lead you to a version of yourself that you never thought possible. 5. You can't change others. You can't change others, no matter how hard you try. It's one of those harsh truths we often resist, but deep down, we know it's true. We all want to see the best in the people around us, whether it's a partner, a friend, or even a family member. We want them to behave differently, to act in a way that aligns with our values or our expectations. But the reality is, we can't control how others think or act. And that's okay. Think about a time when you tried to change someone. Maybe you wanted them to stop doing something that bothered you, or you hoped they would start acting differently. You might have used all your energy trying to influence their behavior, but in the end, it likely didn't work. It's frustrating, right? But this is where the wisdom of Stoicism comes in. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, reminds us that we have control over only one thing, ourselves. We can't control other people's actions, but we can control how we respond to them. Instead of investing time and energy trying to change someone, start focusing on yourself. What can you do to be the best version of you? How can you grow, learn, and improve? It's much more empowering to focus on your own development than to waste energy trying to mold others into something they may not want to be. This shift in focus allows you to find peace within yourself, without relying on others to meet your expectations. Setting healthy boundaries is a big part of this. By defining your limits and making sure they're respected, you're not trying to change others, you're simply creating an environment where you can thrive. It's about respecting your own needs and making sure others respect them too. This doesn't mean cutting people out of your life, but rather knowing when to say no and when to protect your energy. By focusing on yourself, you free yourself from the exhausting pursuit of trying to control others. You become more resilient, more confident, and more in tune with who you really are. You'll start to attract relationships that honor your boundaries and values, and you'll find peace in knowing that you've done your part. Let go of trying to change others, and focus on becoming the best version of yourself. That's where true power lies. 6. Trust your intuition. Trusting your intuition is one of the most powerful tools you can have in life. Think about it, we all have that gut feeling, that little voice inside us, telling us when something feels off or when we're being pulled in the wrong direction. This inner wisdom, often dismissed in favor of logic or outside opinions, is actually a compass guiding us toward the things that truly matter. Trusting it isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. How many times have you found yourself in a situation where everything logically seemed fine, but something inside of you whispered, "This isn't right"? Maybe you agreed to a commitment you didn't really want, or you stayed in a relationship that drained you. When you ignore that gut feeling, it's like you're ignoring your own personal power. Over time, this erodes your peace and drains your energy. When you listen to your intuition, you're choosing to protect your time and energy. Saying no to situations, people, or commitments that don't align with your values isn't a selfish act, it's an act of self-respect. Think about how freeing it is to stop saying yes out of obligation, or to stop trying to please others at the expense of your own well-being. Each no is a powerful declaration that you trust yourself enough to make choices that serve your growth and happiness. This doesn't mean you should disregard others' needs, but rather, it's about creating a balance that allows you to stay true to who you are. Trusting your intuition helps you draw boundaries that protect your emotional health and make space for what truly fuels you. It's like cleaning up a cluttered room. When you clear out what doesn't belong, the space opens up for what's meaningful. So the next time you feel that subtle tug from within, take a moment to listen. Trust that inner voice, no matter how small or quiet it may seem. It's there to help guide you toward a life that feels aligned, peaceful, and filled with purpose. When you trust yourself, you become unstoppable. 7. Walking away doesn't mean giving up. Walking away doesn't always mean giving up, it's often a powerful, strategic decision. Life can sometimes feel like a constant struggle, where every path seems like a battle. We're taught that success is about pushing forward no matter what, but what if the real strength lies in knowing when to step back? Taking a moment to withdraw from a situation can actually give you the clarity and peace you need to reassess your approach. Think about a time when you were caught in a challenging situation, maybe it was a job, a relationship, or a project. You were pushing so hard, trying to make it work, but things kept slipping through your fingers. That's when stepping back becomes essential. By choosing to walk away, you're giving yourself the space to conserve energy and reframe the problem. This pause allows you to see things from a fresh perspective, revealing new solutions and ideas that you couldn't see while stuck in the trenches. Imagine you're at work, overwhelmed by deadlines and expectations. The more you push, the more you burn out. Walking away for a bit, taking a break, stepping outside, or just saying no to one more thing, can recharge you. It doesn't mean you're giving up on your goals, it's just a recalibration, allowing you to come back with more focus and drive. The beauty of walking away lies in the opportunity it creates to explore other paths. Sometimes, when we're too deep in one approach, we miss out on better opportunities. By stepping back, you open up the chance to find more creative or effective ways forward, solutions you might never have considered if you stayed trapped in the same mindset. So, walking away isn't a sign of weakness, it's a bold move toward growth. It's about realizing that the best way forward might not always be the path of constant struggle but the one where you pause, reassess, and come back stronger. Embrace this strategy. Sometimes, taking a step back is exactly what you need to find a path to success. 8. Let your actions speak. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing at all. Silence, when used wisely, can be a tool of immense strength. Think about how often we're compelled to defend ourselves or explain our actions, especially when we're misunderstood or challenged. But what if instead of responding in the heat of the moment, you simply chose to remain silent? This is not about shutting down or avoiding conflict, it's about maintaining control and clarity in the face of noise and chaos. Imagine you're in a heated discussion, where every word is escalating the tension. In these moments, choosing silence can be your way of protecting your peace. By not engaging in a back and forth, you're not only saving your energy but also sending a clear message that you refuse to be drawn into unnecessary drama. Silence creates a boundary that says, I won't participate in this, but I'm not backing down either. Think of silence as an expression of strength. In a world where everyone is shouting for attention, those who choose silence stand out. They don't need to prove their worth with words, their actions speak louder than any defense or explanation could. It's a sign of emotional control and self-respect, qualities that naturally attract respect from others. By using silence strategically, you also gain a moment to reflect and assess the situation. Instead of reacting impulsively, you create space for yourself to respond thoughtfully and calmly. This can lead to more measured decisions and better outcomes, whether in relationships, work, or personal matters. So next time you find yourself in a situation where words are spiraling, try embracing the power of silence. Let your actions, your calm, your boundaries, and your inner peace, speak for you. Silence isn't weakness, it's a quiet declaration of strength and self-assurance. 9. Seek validation within. Seeking validation from others is a natural human desire. We all want to feel seen, heard, and valued, especially by the people we care about. But what happens when that external approval starts to dictate how we feel about ourselves? It can leave us feeling empty, constantly chasing after something that is out of our control. The truth is, the key to lasting fulfillment and peace lies not in seeking validation from others, but in finding it within ourselves. Imagine relying solely on others to determine your worth, waiting for their compliments, their recognition, their approval. It's a never-ending cycle of uncertainty, because other people's perceptions of you are unpredictable and, ultimately, fleeting. Instead, what if you shifted the focus inward? What if you acknowledged your own value without needing anyone else to confirm it? When you begin to cultivate self-worth, you start recognizing that you are enough, just as you are. You learn to embrace your strengths, accept your flaws, and appreciate the unique qualities that make you who you are. It's not about being perfect, but about being authentic. And when you embrace this authenticity, you become magnetic, drawing in relationships and experiences that align with your true self. Take a moment to reflect. When was the last time you truly validated yourself? Maybe it was a small victory, like finishing a project or making progress in an area of personal growth. Maybe it was simply taking the time to appreciate yourself for who you are. This practice of self-validation is empowering. It allows you to walk through life with confidence and clarity, unaffected by the shifting opinions of others. In a world where external validation is often valued above all else, choosing to seek validation within is revolutionary. It's the ultimate act of self-respect, where you are your own biggest supporter. When you stop seeking approval from others, you free yourself to live authentically and to attract people who appreciate you for exactly who you are. So start today, acknowledge your worth, embrace your uniqueness, and watch how your life transforms. 10. Embrace fresh air. Embracing fresh air isn't just about stepping outside and taking a deep breath, it's about creating space within your life for new possibilities. Sometimes, we hold on to the past out of comfort, habit, or fear of the unknown. But by holding on to old grudges, toxic relationships, or unresolved emotions, we keep ourselves anchored in a place that no longer serves us. Letting go is the key to freeing ourselves from those emotional weights and stepping into a life full of vitality and growth. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks, each one representing a past mistake, a toxic relationship, or a painful memory. At first, you might not notice the weight, but over time, it becomes harder to carry. Every day feels a little bit more exhausting, and every step is a little more difficult. Now, imagine taking that backpack off and leaving it behind. Suddenly, you can breathe easier, walk lighter, and move with more freedom. This is what it feels like when you release negative emotions and let go of the past. Letting go isn't about forgetting or erasing the past, it's about accepting it, learning from it, and choosing to move forward with greater clarity. When you release toxic relationships or negative energy, you make room for healthier, more positive influences. You open yourself to new opportunities that align with your values, dreams, and passions. You make space for personal growth, for healing, and for the new beginnings that are waiting for you. Releasing the past also empowers you to embrace change. Life is full of seasons, some are challenging, some are joyful, but all of them offer us opportunities to grow. When you allow yourself to let go, you create the space to grow in ways you never imagined. You become more open to what the future holds, more resilient in the face of challenges, and more capable of creating the life you want. So take a moment today to reflect. What do you need to let go of? What's holding you back from embracing new beginnings? The fresh air is waiting for you, it's time to breathe deeply and embrace the new chapter ahead. Letting go is an act of courage, and it's the first step toward a life filled with new possibilities. 11. Protect your sanctuary. Your inner peace is your sanctuary, a sacred space where you can recharge, reflect, and reconnect with your true self. It's the foundation for your happiness and well-being, and it's essential to protect it at all costs. Life is full of distractions, negative people, toxic environments, and overwhelming stress, that can easily disrupt your peace. But just like a sanctuary, your inner world deserves to be safeguarded. Setting boundaries is not just about saying no to others, it's about saying yes to your own peace. When someone or something threatens your emotional well-being, it's crucial to recognize that it's okay to walk away. It's not selfish, it's an act of self-respect. By protecting your sanctuary, you create space for positive energy to flow into your life and protect yourself from external chaos. Imagine your inner peace as a garden. If you let anyone walk in and trample your flowers, your growth will be stunted. But when you build strong fences and plant your own seeds of self-care, your garden flourishes. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, environments that nourish your soul, and practices that promote calm and clarity. Let go of the weeds, those relationships, thoughts, and situations that drain you. By protecting your sanctuary, you're not only preserving your peace but also ensuring that you remain strong and resilient in the face of life's challenges. So, when you feel the weight of negativity creeping in, don't hesitate to create that distance. Walk away, set boundaries, and retreat into your sanctuary. Protecting your inner peace allows you to thrive, to be the best version of yourself, and to face the world with strength and serenity. 12. Master your inner world. True strength lies not in controlling the external world, but in mastering the inner landscape of your thoughts and emotions. Life can be chaotic, and it's easy to get swept up in the noise, but true power comes when you can remain grounded within yourself, regardless of what's happening around you. It's about choosing how you respond, not letting outside circumstances dictate your inner peace. Walking away from draining situations, whether it's a toxic relationship, a negative work environment, or unnecessary drama, allows you to reclaim control over your emotional energy. It's not an act of defeat, but one of empowerment. When you disengage from what no longer serves you, you create the space needed to focus on your own growth and resilience. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. You can't control the wind or the rain, but you can control how you stand, how you move forward. That's what mastering your inner world is all about. When you make the conscious decision to step away from what exhausts you, you clear the way for your mind to regain clarity and your spirit to recharge. Focusing on your inner world allows you to cultivate emotional resilience. It's in these moments of solitude and introspection that you discover your true strength. By walking away from negativity, you gain the freedom to grow, to improve, and to become the person you're meant to be. In the process, you'll find peace, confidence, and the ability to handle life's challenges with grace and wisdom. Mastering your inner world isn't about avoiding difficult situations but about strengthening yourself to face them with calm and clarity. It's about making sure your energy is spent on what truly matters, your growth, your peace, and your long-term happiness. Walk away when needed, not to escape, but to create space for the life you deserve. 13. Honor your true self. Honoring your true self is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. In a world full of distractions and outside influences, it's easy to lose sight of who we truly are and what we genuinely need. But walking away from negativity, whether it's toxic relationships, draining environments, or situations that don't align with your values, is a powerful act of self-love. It's not about running away from challenges, but rather choosing to stand firm in your authenticity and protect your well-being. By walking away, you're sending a message to yourself that your peace, values, and happiness are non-negotiable. It's about creating space for the people, opportunities, and experiences that truly align with who you are. It's a way of saying, I deserve respect. I deserve peace. I deserve to be surrounded by positivity. When you honor your true self, you're not just protecting your inner peace, you're making room for a life filled with fulfillment and authenticity. Imagine walking away as a journey back to yourself, a return to your core values and desires. This isn't about rejecting others, but about choosing to prioritize what truly nurtures your growth. By stepping away from situations that make you feel small or undervalued, you open the door to relationships and experiences that bring out the best in you. Your true self deserves to be seen, respected, and celebrated. And the only way to make that happen is to honor who you are, even if it means walking away from what's familiar. Embrace the power of self-love, make the decision to walk away when necessary, and create a life where your actions reflect your true values. This journey of self-honor leads to a more fulfilling and meaningful life, one where you live authentically, free from the chains of negativity. Walking away isn't always easy, but it's one of the most empowering choices you can make. By learning to let go of what no longer serves you, you create the space needed for growth, joy, and meaningful connections. So, the next time you're faced with negativity, toxic relationships, or situations that drain you, remember, you have the power to walk away, to protect your peace, and to choose the path that aligns with your true values. Don't be afraid to honor yourself. If you're ready to embrace the strength in walking away, hit that subscribe button, and join me on this journey toward self-respect and inner peace. Let's create a life that's fulfilling, authentic, and truly ours. Share your thoughts in the comments below. How have you embraced the power of walking away in your own life? Let's keep the conversation going.